Hello guys, and welcome to Astrology Coaching by Anatoly. Today we are going to discuss one very interesting topic. It is about Jupiter return. You know about Saturn return, you know about Rahu and Ketu return, and now we are going to discuss Jupiter. What is Jupiter? Jupiter is a planet of money, wealth, opportunities, happiness, good luck, optimism, education, teaching, preaching, spirituality, belief, religion. This is everything. This is Jupiter. And when you think, when is this Jupiter return? Jupiter transits every year one sign. And for 12 years, it will transit all the zodiac signs. And we call Jupiter return when Jupiter returns to the place of your Jupiter in your birth chart. So for example, if you have Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter return will be when Jupiter transit the sign Pisces. This will be every 12 years. If you have Jupiter in Aries, your Jupiter return will be when Jupiter transit your Aries sign. But remember, this is the natal position of your Jupiter. So every 12 years you have a Jupiter return, and when Jupiter return will give new opportunities, new meaning of life. It will give you new sources of happiness. It will give you new changes that will bring happiness, that will bring good luck, that will give you new opportunities. So Jupiter return basically is a good position. It's a good time when you will change your life. Maybe a person will appear in your life and you find love, and this will change your life. Maybe you start studying something that will change your career, and in the next 12 years you have better career, better incomes. So this is really a good time. Jupiter return is a good time. New happiness, new opportunities, and new possibilities for love and expansion, because Jupiter is expansion, growth in your life. So when you are 12, 24, 36, 48 and 60 and 72, these are the years when you will have your Jupiter return, and every time these years brings changes for good, and they determine the next 12 years. So now we are going to discuss, depending of the position of Jupiter in your chart, it will have different effect. For example, if you have Jupiter in the first house, when Jupiter returns in the first house, this means that you change your life, you change the way you look, you change your personality, you change what you are. Maybe you will meet someone and this person will change the way you look life. Maybe you can find fame, because first house is everything. First house is your personality, your fame. If Jupiter is in the second house, this means that you can return to the second house. This means that you can create a new family, or you have more money. If Jupiter is in the third house, this can bring new hobbies, new business that can bring happiness in your life, that can bring growth in your life. If Jupiter is in the fourth house, this can bring Jupiter return can means new home, new place where to live, or you find happiness, you find inner peace in your soul. If Jupiter is in fifth house, and during the Jupiter return, you can have more children, or you can create something creative, or you can start a new business, or you can go in the government, because Jupiter is money, fifth house is government, depends on the sign, okay? If it's in Capricorn, for sure you can go in the government, or you can be a government official. If Jupiter return in your sixth house, this means new diet, new routine, change of your daily life. You have more happiness in your daily life. If Jupiter returns in your seventh house, this means that you can have a new marriage, a new spouse, or you can get married, or you can have a contract, business contract that can bring happiness and growth in your life. If Jupiter returns to your 8th house, this can bring a lot of wealth through other people and a good business in occult, astrology and mysticism. If your Jupiter returns to your natal Jupiter in the 9th house, this can bring new education or traveling. If Jupiter returns in the 10th house, a new career or growth in the career, or you can get promotion, or you can meet a person who can say, hey, do you want to work in my company? And you will say yes, and you can grow in a new career, and you can start a new career. If Jupiter returns in your 11th house, new money, new friends, new circles, which will bring happiness and new opportunities in your life. If your natal Jupiter is placed in the 12th house and you have Jupiter return, this means new spirituality. This means traveling or going to distant places that will bring happiness in your life and new opportunities. For example, during my Jupiter return, my Jupiter is placed in the 9th house. So when my Jupiter returns, I started a new education. 9th house is education, traveling, religion, belief. And during my Jupiter return, I traveled. I went to live in another place. So 9th house is traveling again. So you can change your vocation. You can start a new education here in the 9th house, for example. I give you example with me. Okay, so check when is your Jupiter return. This is the sign. The return is the sign. The return is when Jupiter goes is transiting over. So check when is your, of course, check where is your Jupiter return, and you can see what kind of effects it will have for your life. But basically your Jupiter return is when you are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. These are the years of your Jupiter return. I hope you liked the video. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. New videos are coming every week.